August 12th was a Sunday, and it was a sweaty, angsty, sun-pummeled Sunday, even for August. Stephen Daisley's AC struggled in a loud and inconsistent voice. He contributed with the light percussion of his measured typing. Along the hot, drooling black asphalt, a shiny black delivery van twisted around similar suburban corners towards Stephen's house. Sweet piano music drifted out of its windows. Stephen wasn't expecting mail. Stephen was visiting his favorite internet website, meow.paradise.org. Now, Meow Paradise was an internet forum for people who liked cat girls, and Stephen liked cat girls. Tall ones, small ones, perky-eyed and pretty. He liked them all, and he had a post count to prove it. Stephen was composing the opening post for a new thread when the doorbell rang. It rang a few times more before Stephen answered the door, plus one pair of pants. Waiting outside on the step was a sweaty, worn cardboard box and a sweaty delivery guy accompanying it, like a side dish with shorts barely covering its coarse black leg hair. Stephen wasn't expecting mail, but he was glad not to find something else on his doorstep. He did what at least some people would have done and signed for the package anyways. It was kind of heavy, and the cardboard was coarse against the skin when he lifted it. By the time he had deposited the box into his living room and turned to close the door, the delivery guy had already dissolved into the hot summer smog. "Hey," said the box. "Hey, over here," said the box. "Who are you?" asked Stephen. "It's Ass Night from the internet," said the box. "Can you please let me out?" Stephen thought about it for a minute. After a minute, the box began cutting itself open from the inside with a short, shiny knife. Shinked, shinked, went the box. The blade ducked in out of the cardboard top like the fin of a metal shark. Stephen didn't know whether to step towards or away from the box, so he stayed put. Ass Night was the name of another familiar member of the Meow Paradise P9 gallery. They'd interacted intermittently on the board for years, but Stephen had no idea what Ass Night was really like in Meat's face. Stephen didn't even know what he looked like. Pretty much the only thing Stephen could claim to know was that he apparently didn't weigh all that much. The wings that were once the cardboard box's top flapped outwards weakly, sheer to their edges. Something blown pushed itself outwards. "Hi, I'm Madison Holiday," said Ass Night as she unfolded herself out of the box. Foam peanuts stuck to her small striped knee socks. "You remember me, right?" Stephen was still shaking slightly. He could feel his armpits slicking with sweat. He didn't know Ass Night was a girl. Madison diverted her own gaze to the floor. She casually choked up on her grip and tossed the knife back into the cardboard box she had crawled out of. It didn't make a sound as it landed. Stephen watched her bite her lip awkwardly and fidget beneath his piercing black gaze before finally speaking again. I'm sorry. I would have at least messaged you about this first, but you did kind of joke about letting me crash here once if I visit Canada, right? Would that be possible? I have money. I don't really know what else to do right now, confessed Madison. She looked like she was trying not to cry. Stephen didn't know whether to just decline the request outright or let Madison Holiday know that he was pretty much squatting, waiting to become evicted with no contingency plan for his own homelessness. He couldn't decide on the spot, so he covered. "You're a girl?" croaked Stephen like a thirsty bullfrog. The doorbell rang. Yeah, well, about that. Shouldn't you get the door?" asked Ass Night. The doorbell began ringing in short, frantic bursts of shrill, aggressive bell alarm. For a short moment, Stephen strained with the intention of warning Madison, or at least somehow trying to equip her for what he knew was probably about to transpire. He couldn't find the proper words quick enough, though. The front door burst inwards like a wooden landmine on weary hinges. In the precipice of the doorway stood a tall, meaty thumb of a man, sticking up out of the earth, not in approval, but defiance. In 4 thick fingers, he held a short, stubby pistol. His wide gaze pierced the whole room. It was a withering wide gaze that Stephen was all too familiar with. It was Mr. Daisy Diamonds, his pissed-off-as-hell landlord.
"Seriously, you gay fuck,"
Diamonds growled. His perfectly pressed green polo shirt strained with the pure force of his breathing.
"You gay shit dog dick lover. If you're not interested in sustaining our contract, I need you out of this house so I can begin renting it to somebody who is."
Madison's brain prickled with ideas. Stephen struggled to keep his cool face on. His co-leaser beefed it in May, offered Madison sympathetically, shattering the face off. "But here," she shuffled through the big damp box she'd arrived in. "I've got the $1,200 right here." Daisy Diamonds accepted Madison's money into his fat, violent hands. Stephen's brain twisted with confusion. Momentarily, he was distracted by pangs of unease. Any meow meow paradise regular definitely knew way too much about his personal life for a real-life acquaintance. Ass Night must have some kind of agenda. What would he do if he came back from grocery shopping to find her licking the underside of his computer desk? Stephen stiffened. What would he do? There was obviously at least something wrong with Madison. She was wearing cat ears and goes by the name Ass Night on the internet. It was bound to happen, he concluded, as Diamond stuffed Madison's wad of bills into his pockets with an asthmatic grunt of satisfaction. The gigantic nugget of a man left without saying anything else. Madison Holiday waved slowly as Daisy Diamonds exited, waves of nervous goosebumps winding around her nervous system. She wondered if she'd just fucked the whole thing up worse than it already was. "That was your landlord, right?" she asked. "Yeah, Daisy Diamonds. He likes Mr. better, though." Despite an off-putting introduction, Ass Night had managed to make a solid case for herself, as a visitor at least, Stephen thought. Did Madison want him to pay her back now? How did she know how much money he owed? How did she know about Mike beefing it? How did she know where he lived? Why did she come here? Stephen's mind began swimming with questions all over again. Stephen's work buddy, Tom Thompson, had let himself in the open front door as Madison and Stephen stood in the wake of what had just happened. Madison noticed Tom was trying out a new pair of sunglasses. They looked stupid.